Have you ever typed a question into ChatGPT and felt it completely missed the mark? Whether you're aiming to fine-tune your marketing strategy or you just want to deliver on-spot responses, stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to turn vague questions into winning prompts that deliver results and save you hours of guesswork. Over the last 2 years, I've developed prompt strategies in my marketing agency, and I'm going to share with you the exact strategies to structure your prompts, the mistakes to avoid, and unlock ChatGPT to its full potential. My process is going to start with defining your goal and take you all the way to understanding the risks of whatever task it is you're looking to complete. So let's jump in. If you want to improve your results with AI, you have to get really good at asking questions. The quality of AI's response is directly related to the clarity and the depth of your question or prompt. Specific, well-structured prompts lead to accurate and actionable responses. This is easier said than done because it's very difficult for someone to break down all the questions or even to know all the questions they should be asking that will formulate their prompt. However, I've broken this down into very manageable steps, so let's start with step number 1. We always want to start with context. It's the most important part of your prompt, and here, the number one thing to do first is to define the goal. In this video, I'm going to use a basic marketing task as an example to walk you through all these steps. So we want to start with number 1, what is our goal? We want to explain the overarching goal. So an example of that would be increase brand awareness for my online bakery. Now you can substitute out this with your brand if it's new, because awareness is the most important thing for any new brand or company. If people don't know you exist, they can't do business with you. Next, you have to identify who your target audience is. So an example of that would be describe who you're trying to reach. An example, health-conscious millennials who enjoy guilt-free desserts. Current challenge and pain points. What's prompting this marketing task? An example would be struggling to stand out amongst competitors in the healthy dessert space. Now we want to focus on the desired outcome. What is the primary metric we're trying to reach? Which metrics show success? An example would be an increase in Instagram followers by 20%. Generate 50 new leads per week. Okay, these are great examples. Now what's going to be our key message or value proposition? Describe your unique selling point. An example could be, our desserts are made with organic ingredients and have reduced sugar content without sacrificing taste. Next, I'm going to detail the marketing approach, and this will have several steps to it. First, we want to identify which channels or platforms we want to use. We're trying to create awareness, and that is something that social media is fantastic at. So we want to be on Instagram. We're going to use email marketing and also look at Facebook groups and ads for increased awareness and reach. And finally, it's always a great tactic to tap into influencers who already have a captive audience. Next, we want to propose our tactics. So our social media content plan. What is going to be the format for our content? How often are we going to be posting? What are the core themes, or are there pillars to our content that we need to focus on? I highly recommend leveraging email marketing. Not only is it fantastic for awareness, but it's also a fantastic tool to remain relevant to your current customer base. So we need to understand how often we're going to be sending out newsletters, what is going to be the focus of the content, and every good email newsletter needs a call to action. Next, we have to look at advertising and promotions. To do that, we need to understand what platforms and the budget we're going to have. And of course, the more we know about our target audience, their age and demographics, that's going to save us time and money with ads because we can target those specifics in the campaigns themselves. And with ads, we've got to have creative, so we need to have copy, images, and calls to action. If we look at partnering with influencers, that could involve local food bloggers, nutritionists, other complementary brands, as well as give us ideas for collaboration, such as sponsored posts, giveaways, or discounts. Now we're going to focus on the content that we need for this campaign. So specifically, What is going to be our key talking points or our messaging? Messaging is incredibly important. We need to list the main benefits, the features, or the unique angles your campaign should convey. Tone and style guidelines. This should all be in alignment, not only with your brand, but relevant to the temperature of your audience. And if you don't have defined brand requirements, now's the time to do it, because with your campaigns, you want to maintain consistent design elements such as your logo, colors, fonts, imagery. That all helps build trust and credibility with your audience. Now let's talk timeline and milestones. This is often something that, regardless of the task, when I'm working with businesses, this is often overlooked. It's incredibly important to put deadlines and milestones on your tasks. Start with your start date, develop key milestones, and then establish a deadline. This will help keep you honest and motivated to reaching your goal. Let's talk about the budget and resources. Your task may or may not require a budget. Now for this, with advertising, of course, we must have a budget, so it's important to define what the total budget is and how we're going to allocate it for this task. So for an example, we will have a certain amount for ad spend, a certain amount to use with influencers or collaboration. There will be some production involved, so we need to account for that. And finally, if there are any tools or software that we need to complete this task. Again, this is just a starting point for you. Your task may or may not even need this step. However, the main point here is just to have this here for you to consider whether it's relevant for your task. I want to give you some marketing insight related to this. When we talk about budgets, oftentimes when I'm working with a client and they want to create a promotion or a campaign, the difficult part is for them to wrap their head around what it's going to cost. They're always concerned with how much money they're going to spend. However, when I ask them, how much is it costing them to acquire a customer right now before we've started this campaign, most often they have no clue. So my tip to you is, before you start a marketing campaign, understand how much you're spending to acquire a customer right now. A lot of businesses have no clue, and you have to understand that in order to understand if your promotion was successful or even profitable. And this leads me into a great segue into the next step. You need to track your success and you need to have reporting. So in step 7 here, you need to have key performance indicators to track. So what is that? Is it website traffic? Is it conversions, sales, leads generated? Is it we're looking for social media engagement, likes, shares, and comments? How good are the leads coming in? Are we getting people to sign up for our email newsletter? Or are we straight looking for sales and revenue? And more importantly, what were sales and revenue before this task? It's important to understand how frequently you're checking your metrics. Is it something that needs to be done weekly, bi-weekly, monthly? And also keep in mind who needs to see these, because that might determine the format that you're reporting these metrics as. Is it as easy as taking screenshots of your dashboard, or do you need more in-depth spreadsheets or slide decks to communicate what's going on to a larger body of people? Now let's talk about risks and contingencies. What are some potential obstacles? For our example, that could be ad fatigue, seasonal downtrend, regulatory changes. And what would be our backup plans? Can we adjust the ads? Can we test new messaging or new images? Do we pivot to another channel? These are just a few things to consider. Of course, you could ask ChatGPT to expand more on what potential risks and contingencies could be for your specific task. All right, now let's get to action. So what are the next steps we need to take? First, we need to have a completion date. Let's set that. Then let's confirm the team roles and responsibilities, make sure everybody is on the same page. We need to gather our assets needed for this campaign. And finally, we want to schedule a kickoff and launch meeting. Here's how to use this template. You want to substitute all the bracketed sections of relevant details about your business and your goals and your task. You want to share this with team members and make sure that it aligns with the objective, messaging, and the timeline. Understand that this template is essentially a living document. As you move through the process, make any revisions to your approach based on the data and the results you're getting. And of course, measure and review. After implementation, compare actual results to the success metrics you've defined. So as a recap, we started by defining our goal. We gave context, we asked follow-up questions and implemented it, and then we need to track results and make adjustments. If you take this approach and spend the time to build your prompts with this level of research, you will 100% get better responses from ChatGPT. If you would like a copy of this template to use for yourself, you can find it in my school community, AI Marketing Mastery. It's for content creators and entrepreneurs who are looking to grow using proven marketing strategies and AI tools. I essentially share my experiences of running my marketing agency with members of the community to help them grow their brands. Please like and subscribe if you found this video helpful, and in the comments below, let me know which one of these steps do you think will have the biggest impact on improving your prompts with ChatGPT. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.